Basic Spanish, Program 15, Talking About the Past. Let's count from 100 to 1,000 by hundreds.
100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000.
Note that some of these are a compound of a number and
Cientos,
hundreds.
200, 300, 400, 600,
And
800.
500, 700, and 900 are different.
500, 700,
And
900.
type 100, 200. Magnífico. Ciento, 100, shortens to cien before any noun, masculine or feminine,
100 años, 100 horas,
and before mil, 1,000, and millones, millions.
100,000, 100 millones,
Otherwise, 100 remains ciento.
100, 200, 102, 102,000, 102 años, 102 horas.
Say this. Eso es. The numbers 200 through 900 end in OS. The OS becomes AS when the number refers to a feminine noun. Say this. Perfecto. Say this. Muy bien hecho. In English, we can say 100, 100, 1,000, 1,000. The Spanish equivalents of these are just
Ciento,
or
100,
before a noun and
1000.
type Bueno. In English, we say 306 or 306, 1001 or 1001. In Spanish, the and is used only between tens and a following smaller number, as in 43,
43,
for example. Complete the following numbers in Spanish. Por supuesto. Years are stated in English as 1989, for example. In Spanish, you cannot group the numbers, but must say, for instance, 1989. What year did the United States become independent? Claro. Up to now, all the verb forms you have worked with have been in the present tense. Now you're going to learn to talk about things in the past. Which sentence is in the past? Sí. Spanish has two simple past tenses in the indicative, the preterite and the imperfect. Each has its own use. Here we're going to work with the preterite. Preterite forms have two English equivalents. For example,
tú llegaste temprano,
can mean you arrived early or you did arrive early. What do you suppose this can mean?
ellos anunciaron el vuelo.
Verdad. You may remember that there are two exceptions to the rule that the tú form of a verb is the usted form plus s, and the ustedes, ellos, ellas form is the usted form plus n. One exception is the present indicative of ser, to be. The other is the preterite tense of all verbs. For the preterite, you will Bravo. Let's take
Hablar,
to talk, to speak, as a model for the regular AR verbs. To form the preterite, remove the AR ending of the infinitive and add the endings underlined in the model.
hablé,
I spoke, I did speak.
hablaste,
You, tú, spoke, you did speak.
habló,
You, usted, he, she, it, spoke, did speak.
hablamos,
We spoke, we did speak.
hablaron,
You all, ustedes, they spoke, did speak. Say, you, tú, studied history. Correcto. Listen carefully to how the preterite of hablar sounds.
hablé, hablaste, habló, hablamos, hablaron.
Note that the forms for yo and for usted, él, ella both have written accents.
Hablo,
Compare I speak, present tense.
Habló.
He, she, you, it spoke, preterite tense. Listen carefully. Which is the preterite he arrived? 1,
Llegó.
2,
Llegó.
por supuesto. Let's look once more at our model for AR verbs in the preterite. You may have noticed that the nosotros, nosotras form
Hablamos.
is identical to the present tense form. You tell which tense the verb is in from context.
Ahora.
Means now,
Ayer.
is yesterday. In which of these sentences is hablamos in the preterite? Claro. Answer this question.
¿Regresaste con Juan?
Did you return with Juan? Bien hecho. Remember
Levantarse.
to get up? How do you ask a friend, what time did you get up? Perfecto. Ask several people when they bought that. To buy is
Comprar.
magnífico.
¿Cuándo compraron eso?
When did you all buy that? Last year is
El año pasado.
answer saying, we bought it last year. Muy bien. Ask if Pedro called. Remember to call
Llamar.
eso es.
Llegar.
To arrive, and other verbs with infinitive ending in gar have a u before the e ending in the yo form.
Llegué.
The u preserves the g sound of the g, which it wouldn't have without the u. The rest of the preterite forms are regular.
¿Cuándo llegaste?
Answer, I arrived at 8. ¿Cómo no? Ask a friend when he or she arrived. Excelente. Regular ER and IR verbs have identical endings for the preterite. Let's take
Comer.
to eat as a model for ER verbs. To form the preterite, remove the ER ending of the infinitive and add the endings underlined in the model.
Comí.
I ate, I did eat.
Comiste.
You, tú, ate, you did eat.
Comió.
You, usted, he, she, it, ate, did eat.
Comimos.
We ate, we did eat.
Comieron.
You all, ustedes, they ate, did eat. Say you, tú, learned history.
Aprender
is to learn. Bravo. How do you say he learned Spanish in Spain? Por supuesto.
¿Barriste el suelo?
Did you sweep the floor? Say, yes, I swept it. Verdad. You remember the verb to drink.
Beber.
Talking about a banquet, ask what they drank at dinner. Eso es. Remember that the preterite endings for IR verbs are the same as those for ER verbs.
Vivir.
To live in the preterite is
Viví. Viviste. Vivió. Vivimos. Vivieron. Recibir.
is to receive. Ask a friend if he or she received your letter. Sí.
¿Recibiste mi carta?
Answer that you received it yesterday afternoon.
Ayer por la tarde.
Bueno. Speaking formally to someone, ask when he or she left home. Remember,
Salir.
is to leave. And when you tell where someone leaves from, it's
Salir de.
wherever the place is. Claro que sí. Talking about Juan and Maria, ask if they attended the meeting. To go to an event, to attend something, is
Asistir a.
whatever the event is. Bien. The preterite ending for nosotros, nosotras, for ER and IR verbs is IMOS. So IR verbs, like AR verbs, have the same nosotros, nosotras form in the present and the preterite. Context will give the meaning. For example,
Salimos ahora. Salimos ayer.
what can this mean?
Nosotros asistimos al concierto.
Eso es. While the nosotros, nosotras forms for AR and IR verbs is the same in the present and the preterite, for ER verbs they are different. Compare. For AR verbs,
Hablamos ahora. Hablamos ayer.
for IR verbs,
Salimos ahora. Salimos ayer.
and for ER verbs,
Respondemos ahora. Respondimos ayer.
remember to sell,
Vender.
say we're selling it now, And we sold it yesterday. Por supuesto. AR and ER verbs that are stem changing in the present indicative make no changes in the preterite. They are completely regular. Remember, for example,
Recordar.
to remember. I remember is,
Recuerdo.
but I remembered.
Recordé. Pensar.
Is to think.
Piensan.
Is they think. How do you say they thought? Bien hecho.
Entender.
Is to understand.
Entiendes.
Is you understand. And you understood is
Entendiste. Volver.
is to return. He is returning is
Vuelve.
ask when did he return? Muy bien. IR verbs that are stem changing in the present indicative also make changes in the preterite. If in the present the change is E to IE or E to I, in the preterite it is E to I, but only in the usted, el, ella, and the ustedes, ellos, ellas forms. The other forms are regular. What stem changing verbs change in the preterite? Correcto. You remember that dictionaries and vocabulary lists often indicate stem changes in parentheses following the infinitive. IR verbs will show two changes. The second one indicates the change made in the preterite. Let's take
Preferir.
to prefer as a model for E to IE, I verbs.
Preferí. Preferiste. Prefirió. Preferimos. Prefirieron.
Say, they suggested. Verdad.
Divertirse.
Is to enjoy oneself, to have fun, to have a good time.
¿Te diviertes?
Are you enjoying yourself? Are you having a good time?
Sí, me divierto mucho.
Yes, I'm having fun. How would you say, I had fun at the dance
En el baile.
last night?
Anoche.
¿Cómo no?
¿Se siente Pedro mejor ahora?
Does Pedro feel better now?
Sentirse.
Is the infinitive. Answer, yes, he felt better yesterday. Sí. And let's use
Pedir.
to ask for, to order, as a model for E to I verbs.
Pedí. Pediste. pidió. Pedimos, pidieron. Despedirse
is to say goodbye. In telling to whom someone says goodbye, it's
despedirse de,
whomever it may be. Say, he said goodbye to us. Bueno. Remember to get.
conseguir,
Ask a friend if he or she got the job.
el empleo.
Correcto. And you remembered to serve.
Servir,
Ask, what did they serve to drink? Claro. There are only two common O to UE, IR stem changing verbs.
dormir,
To sleep and
morir,
to die. In the preterite tense, these verbs change the O of the stem to U in the usted, el, ella, and the ustedes, ellos, ellas forms. Let's use
dormir,
as the model.
dormí, dormiste, durmió. Dormimos, durmieron.
Say, you slept 6 hours. They slept 8. Perfecto.